people claim sometimes we can still our mind and not think. I have not met anybody like that. When I was teaching, I was a student actually at Harvard University, a particular student who was practicing meditation. He told me he has learned how to still the mind. I said, what does that mean? He said, I can stop my mind from thinking. I said, that's a great thing that you have done. I have never heard of it. I have not been able to do it. Can you come and demonstrate it to me? So he came to my apartment and I said, how do you stop thinking? He said, I practice certain asanas, certain postures of the body, yogic postures. I put my legs in the lotus position and then I do this and that and some rituals, and then my mind becomes still and I stop thinking. I said, that's wonderful. Can you demonstrate this while you are here? He said, of course. I said, how long can you stop thinking at a time? He said, for about half an hour. I said, that's great. If you can stop thinking for 1 minute, I'll be satisfied that you can stop thinking for half an hour. Let's try. So we tried a little experiment. He was sitting there and I said, get into your regular position by which you stop thinking, and I will give you a clap like this. When you hear it, that's the signal to stop thinking. I will watch my stopwatch or my watch. After 60 seconds, which is 1 minute, I will give a second clap. And then you start thinking again. And we will examine what happens to consciousness. What happens to our awareness when one is not thinking. It must be a very strange, subtle experience to be still conscious and not thinking. So he said, certainly. So I gave the first clap and I was looking at my watch while he was in his posture of not thinking. After 60 seconds, I gave a second clap and he started thinking. So then I asked him, can you recall, not make up any story, just recall what happened exactly when I gave a little clap and you had to stop thinking? What actually happened in your mind? And he recalled, he remembered that after he heard the first clap, he said in his head, now this is the time to stop thinking. I said, but that's a thought. It's a short thought. It's still a thought. And he said, oh, that was just a couple of seconds, 2-3 seconds. I said, okay, let's eliminate the 3 seconds and think the experiment was only 57 seconds. Then I want to know, how did you know during that period that after 60 seconds, when I clap again, you can start thinking again? Because if you stop thinking, you might have stopped thinking forever. How did you know that? Just recall, don't speculate. Actually remember what happened. And he remembered that after he said that this is the time to stop thinking, he also said in his head, and I will not think now till he claps again. So that's another thought. In short, to cut a long story short, we went through the whole thing and he remembered every thought that came to him during those 60 seconds. And he put his hands like this on his head and he said, oh my God, I was thinking more during the 60 seconds than ever before. So therefore, to say that one can stop thinking and that is meditation is not possible, nor has it ever happened. Mind is thinking to keep the mind alive. Just like the heart beats to keep the body alive, the circulation alive. If the heart were to stop, we die. Similarly, if the mind stops thinking, the mind will die. If the mind dies, the astral self, the sensory systems die, and the physical body also dies. Therefore, we never stop thinking. Therefore, when we say still the mind in meditation, it does not mean stop thinking. It means ignoring the thoughts, moving yourself away from the thoughts.